Hi, I'm Patty Dreier, Portage County Executive. Welcome to Portage County Matters. I'm really glad to have you here today. Today we're going to talk about snowmaking in Standing Rocks County Park. And my guest today is Jake Barnes. But before we get to guest Jake Barnes and the exciting show that we have in store for you, I want to touch on a couple of other things as I normally do at the top of the show. First of all, county website. Portage County's website is www.co.portage.wi for Wisconsin.us. And the county website has been much the same way for quite a number of years. And what we're doing right now is we're starting to redesign or think ahead about what else do we want this website to be able to do. And it's an opportunity for you to provide some input. You can provide feedback to my office about what you like, what you dislike, what you need from the website, what you may be able to do. You may want to be able to do through the county's website portal, and all of that information will be great in helping us make the most out of the redesign changes we're about to do. Next, Self-Stable Meals Program. That's interesting. This is a supplemental food assistance program in Portage County for everyone who gets home-delivered meals. Portage County has received a grant, and what we're going to be able to do through our Aging and Disability Resource Center and through Meals on Wheels of Stevens Point, we are going to provide shelf-stable meals for everyone who is a homebound client of those programs. The agency will be able to provide nutritious meals in situations where hot meals may not be able to be delivered to your door. For example, if there's a bad snowstorm and the Meals on Wheels volunteers can't get to your door, then that's where these meals, these shelf-stable meals, will be available in your own home already to be able to be used in a replacement form until we can get to your door again. So the way it works is it will help homebound clients during emergencies. We're going to offer 3 of these shelf-stable meals for the winter season. These meals will provide 1/3 of the recommended daily nutrition for adults, and these meals will be non-perishable, will have a minimum 9-month shelf life, and they won't require preparation or cooking of any significance, and they'll need little or no water in order to be made, available for your eating in the case of an emergency at your house or whatever. So I'm excited about the fact that we'll have this program, these resources available to you, and I think it's important that you be on the lookout for folks to be helping you get those resources and then just keeping them stocked in case you may need them in the near future. 2 other things that I'd like to mention before our guest today. One of them has to do with the Wisconsin Urban Forestry Council. Some of you may know that I'm in my 2nd term of being appointed by the Secretary of the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources to the Wisconsin Urban Forestry Council. And this council is one that's purpose is to advise the Department of Natural Resources and the Wisconsin State Forester on the best ways to preserve, protect, expand, and improve Wisconsin's urban and community forest resources. As you know, trees in our communities are really, really important to us. Trees in our backyards are very important to us. And these are resources that are managed through the strategies, I guess you would say, provided through the Wisconsin DNR. And so the Urban Forestry Council is working a lot on that, and I just want to offer you a glimpse at a resource that I have available in my office that we are now working on our first Wisconsin urban forestry rendition of, I guess you would say. So in the state of Wisconsin right now, in all of our managed forest lands and other state-managed forests, we have plots of land that county foresters and others are monitoring on a regular basis. And then all of that data goes into, this is the most recent form, though it says 2009, it's the most recent data available, because all of this field research goes into creating this really sophisticated analysis of our county and state-managed forests. But now, when we look at urban forests, when we look at our emerald ash borer on the horizon for many of us here, and all of the importance of trees to healthy economies and healthy communities, we're developing now our first statewide initiative that will help us inventory all of our urban forests in the state. There's so much more to share with you about it, but we're figuring out what do we want to know about forests in our urban areas. And so if you have thoughts about that, you'd like to get involved, you'd like to give me some advice about what's important to you so that I can pass it along to the state, there's a great opportunity for you at this ground floor to be able to do so. So I'll look forward to hearing from those of you who are tree enthusiasts and local community urban forest enthusiasts to provide me with some thoughts. And the last piece I wanted to offer you was, you know, sometimes when we have all these professional associations in the state of Wisconsin, well, I don't care what profession you're in, there are a number of organizations that work together to help to move forward all the different kinds of missions that we have. I wanted to share with you something that has arisen from some actions that I've been fortunate to be part of in the last couple of years. It starts with an organization that I'm a member of here in the state of Wisconsin. It's called the Wisconsin County Executives and Administrators Association. This association is one of about, well, more than 40 counties that have appointed administrators to be the heads of county government in the operational sense, or county executives that have been elected in those counties. Anyway, together we meet regularly to address common issues that affect all of us as county governments, and then we do our best to lean on the state government in helping to shape better policy that can then ultimately serve us better at the local level. Well, I've just transitioned from becoming from being the vice president of the Wisconsin County Executives and Administrators Association. And a couple of years ago, we had a meeting with Wisconsin Counties Association leadership as well as with state leadership. In fact, it was Representative Robin Voss with our state government at that time. He was the head of the Joint Finance Committee at the state level. Anyway, Representative Voss met with us, and one of the things that we took away from the meeting was the fact that we have a need to do a better job as counties, as a collection of counties in the state, in advocating for ourselves. So we've been taking that initiative forward. And just in our Wisconsin Counties Association magazine this month, there's an article that talks about some of the steps that have happened since that very meeting. It talks about the formation of a county action network through the Wisconsin Counties Association. This is an action network that takes state senators, state representatives, and of course the governor, who all come with various levels of local experience in county government, and being able to do our best to rely on these folks to help shape better policy for the state. So in this magazine, what it talks about is the fact that nearly 1/4 of those currently serving in state government had their background in county government. That means we have about 30 state legislators, as well as the governor, who have county experience. And so we've begun to pull that group together to then help them remember where they came from and help all of us work together to shape better policy for the state of Wisconsin. And it all goes back to starting with a meeting through a professional association with other state leadership in coordination with the Wisconsin Counties Association, and then making these actions happen. So it's just one good story, I think, about how we are, each of us, in our professional capacities, working through professional organizations to do a better job for the people of the state of Wisconsin. And thank you for listening to that, the sharing of this story. I was excited to see as we've continued to make good progress on this particular initiative, all with the best interests of the counties at heart, ultimately. So now on to my guest, Jake Barnes. Jake is a volunteer who works with the Friends for Standing Rocks Park group, and we're going to talk about snowmaking today. We've got a map, and then we got all sorts of very cool things that are happening related to snowmaking at a county park here in Portage County. So Jake, welcome.
Well, thank you, Patty. I'm glad to be here. It's a fun project to talk about.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. It's not every person who joins a friends of group for a county park and then takes the ball by and just runs with it in raising money from the regional community to help us leverage county dollars and then make a dream come true for folks that love to ski, who love to snowboard, or who love to sled down hills.
Well, it's I've been involved in the ski community, the Nordic ski community, a long time. I've known Gary Speckman for a long time, Patty, and this is something that I know Gary has been very close to, that he's wanted for a number of years, and he and I have hit it off very well in working together to try to get this project moved along.
Now, all right, let's talk about this project a little bit and then how folks can get involved if they would like to. I just want to provide a little background first. All right, way back, right when I came into office, I had learned about the snowmaking project. It had already been submitted as a capital project in Portage County by the Parks Department. Right. All right, and had already gone through the Parks Commission and in support and so on and so forth. And now it was this new county executive. She sits there and she starts to look through all the projects. And when I saw snowmaking and I see lots of other initiatives, I did not support that project at that particular time. And a couple of years had gone by, and then what happened is that there was a work group that arose out of the Parks Department and the Park Commission, actually. And they would meet very regularly to do lots more homework, to put some more concrete thoughts together about this vision, to design the project, to analyze how it would work, how the funding might work, what it would really cost, what were the benefits, and so on it goes. And then they came back again, and I'd attended some of those meetings, had talked with folks in the community such as yourself, and I would tell everybody out there, this person who didn't believe in the snowmaking project way back in my early days here now does. I'm a firm believer and actually a contributor to the project now. And I would like to share with everybody what all this great information is so that more folks, I think, could find themselves understanding that this is really a fabulous thing to think about for the future of our county. Well,
it's a multifaceted project. We've got to begin with, 523-acre county park that has a beautiful little downhill area, cross-country ski area. It's got a water source. It's got three-phase power. It has capable grooming equipment for grooming man-made snow. We've had over the years, Patty, some low usage years, low snow level years, inconsistent snow conditions at Standing Rocks Park. And by adding snowmaking, all of a sudden we create consistency. The schools, small community groups can depend on snow. They can plan their schedules a year in advance, hopefully, and we can start getting usage up to where it potentially can be. And we're looking at hopefully 40 to 45 days open down the road here. Excellent. And I remember a local business owner saying to me, Patty, you have 90% of the infrastructure for this project already. Why wouldn't you take this next 10% leap forward and then secure this opportunity and this resource for Portage County? And I thought that was very interesting. So what we have already, like you said, we have a ski lodge, we have the tows, we have the topography, we have the staff. There's going to be no difference in all of those things except that we will have a regular opportunity for revenues that support a program out at Standing Rocks. Right. From a county standpoint, there's a lot of potential benefits here, Patty. Business owners helping to retain and attract quality employees, recreational opportunities for kids as well as adults, the just a number of positives for the area. The other thing is, we're going to, as I mentioned, start sooner and close down the park later in the winter. We're hoping to be open throughout the holiday time periods in late December. There's evening skiing. There's going to be lights added so that kids can come out, adults can come out and recreate in the evening. So all kinds of potential positives here. And as you mentioned, all the ingredients are there. We have a north-facing slope. We have a water source. Some people have mentioned concerns about water. Well, all that water is going to go back down into Bear Lake. We're going to have minimal water loss. And
that made me a lot more comfortable. I did learn about that. I learned about how we had a bit of a hydrologic study here to be able to figure out that really where you're getting your water to spray the snow with the snow guns or whatever they call the equipment, then it'll just melt back into the lake again in the springtime. So we're not removing it from any of the area. That was important to learn about.
The other nice thing about Standing Rocks Park is it isn't going to take 2 to 3 feet of man-made snow to make it skiable. If you have a 12 to 15-inch base on those runs and on those trails, that snow surface can be lightly tilled, lightly groomed, and then augmented with natural snow. And it isn't going to take a huge amount of labor from Portage County to make it workable.
Huh. That's a great one. When I was looking at this project and trying to figure out a way that we could help to make it happen, I knew that Portage County, with lots of needs out there, I mean, we in stewarding tax dollars want to, do our best to be as careful as we can. And at the same time, we've got obesity epidemics. We've got folks that need to have many more low-cost, wholesome family activities when folks don't have a lot to spend. We have opportunities for the tourism. The tourism attraction here to be boosted so that it'll bring in sales tax dollars. It'll bring in travelers from other counties to come and recreate here, buy gas, have lunch, whatever the case is. When you put all of those things together, it starts to look a lot better. And when the Parks Director, Gary Speckman, came to a budget hearing a couple of years ago, I was sitting there with some other staff members and said, well, why don't we see if we can raise some matching funds? It isn't a one-to-one match, but significant matching dollars from the community to then show us, demonstrate for all of us that this is what they dream of, what they will use. And by building stakeholdership as we fundraise for it, then all of these will be the users who are going to see that they bring their friends and their family to come because they're already proud of creating it and making it possible. So we've challenged the community, and Jake, you're co-chair of this group, along with Todd Williams, to fundraise for $126,000, and that then Portage County would put in $199,000, and together we could make the project work.
Yeah, this has been a very good project from a community involvement standpoint, Patty. A lot of people have a lot of fond memories of growing up, recreating, going back to the 1960s at Standing Rocks Park when it first commenced operations. And a lot of people want to have low-cost downhill and Nordic skiing at Standing Rocks again. We're looking right now, typical winter, 12, 14, maybe 16 days open. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to hopefully be up to 45 days. We've done some cost comparisons. It basically costs to go downhill skiing at a full-service downhill operation between $300 and $400 for a family of 4. It's approximately going to be $100 to buy a lift ticket and rent downhill equipment at Standing Rocks Park.
So again, we'll have more families being active together.
Absolutely.
Fab. That's super.
The other
Yeah.
thing that I should mention, Patty, about the operation is from a marginal expense, marginal revenue standpoint, the project really stands on its own. I've looked at Gary Speckman's numbers, and they're conservative numbers, and we think that the Portage County will net between $15,000 and $20,000 a year once this project is complete. Additional revenue over additional expenses. But it's going to be a nice little money maker for the Portage County Parks.
So talk about where you stand with the Friends Group on fundraising, what your approaches have been to date, and then, you know, how can people donate?
Sure. To date, you know, we've done some mailings. We've done a number of little seminars, talks to groups. We just recently had a fundraiser at Standing Rocks Park. We had a community organization do a 5K run for us. And, you know, so far we're at the $92,000, $93,000 area. So people have really come together to make this happen. Our goal is $126,000. We want to have that completed by late this year or early next so that we can get the necessary county approvals and turn Gary Speckman loose to start getting bids out and getting this in the works for next December. The tentative plan is that next December, Gary will, right after deer season, make a huge pile of snow, or several huge piles of snow, and then we push it around, we flatten it, we till it, we groom it, and hopefully by roughly December 15th, we're ready to ski at Standing Rocks Park for the holidays. We don't have to sit on pins and needles and wait, and are we going to be open, not open, what are we going to do? Do we have to wait till Mother Nature helps us out and not be open till early or mid-January? You know, the plan is, you know, by December 15th, we want to be skiing there. Snowboarding, small sledding area, which I should mention, as well as cross-country and downhill.
Maybe this would be a great opportunity to show us on the map a little bit about it, Jake.
Sure. Bear Lake, you can't see it at the top of the map here, but you know, we're going to set up hosing, pumps, underground piping, and have various areas in and around these two runs that are serviced by tow ropes. Hook up flexible tubing, move the portable snow guns, 4 portable snow guns in and around the hill. The red line going east and west along the ridge, Patty, is the tentative Nordic ski trail. Sledding area here at the back of the upper downhill run, and you know, it all works.
Talk about the community that is the snow community. Some folks who are watching this show at home perhaps aren't members of that community today in their lives. I mean, talk about that.
Well, I'm a Nordic skier, Patty. You know, I've coached full and part-time at the Iola Winter Sports Club for the last 10 years, and so I approach it from the cross-country standpoint. And you know, Standing Rocks Park has approximately 15 kilometers of trail, beautiful trail system. The man-made loop that we'll have open is approximately 1.5 km, and we're going to try to make it skiable for the average skier, as well as a few hills as well for the more advanced skier. But we have a very active Nordic ski community because of various places out at Iola, 9 Mile up in Wausau, Standing Rocks Park, and generally we've had pretty good snow here in central Wisconsin. Not always, but generally we've had decent snow covers for Nordic skiing. Mm-hmm. But this gets us on the road map. It potentially makes Standing Rocks Park a destination for cross-country downhill skiers from the Fox Valley, from the Madison area, and away we go with a snow park. They're currently the rage going across the United States, actually the world from a Nordic standpoint, because everybody's got snow issues. Everybody's got precipitation issues all across the world. And so you're going to see more and more snow parks go in across the United States with man-made capabilities.
Right. And I think about how many folks I know go up to Wausau to ski, you know, and just...
Yeah, this is going to be just a great thing for families. The hills aren't, and they don't want to compete with the granite peaks of the world, the places up north. But as far as family recreation, getting youngsters out there on snowboards and downhill skis and cross-country skis, this is going to be a great thing.
So it won't compete with the others. The others have so much more of a higher level of expertise. Or
absolutely.
It's very frankly probably more dangerous in other places than what we're
Gary doesn't
here.
want to, Gary Speckman from Portage doesn't want to compete with the big downhill places. This is a family, this is all about family and community and having a place for youngsters to learn, moms and dads to take their young families, not have to spend a lot of money, and yet have a great day outside.
Again, off the couch, away from the video games, totally recreating in the outdoors, which we know there are whole movements to inspire as well.
Right.
Now, okay, so we need snow guns, we've got the snow groomers already, we've got like what else do we need to get, do you know?
Really, we've got it. We have three-phase power at Standing Rocks Park. We have a German-made piston bully with a tiller that can till man-made snow. Man-made snow is a little bit different than regular snow in that it's ice crystals that you need to till. And
Interesting, I did not know that.
Portage County has a tiller on their groomer, and we're not talking about a huge area here to till and groom. And you have a north-facing slope, so the sun can't get on it and make it disappear. Right. And so really, we have the lodge there. We have a flat downhill surface, some flat ski trails close to the lodge, and all the pieces are there.
Folks often talk about Standing Rocks County Park as the gem of the county. Park system. I know each one of us have our own favorites, different county parks, but certainly it's way up there for most of us. It's a glorious park. Now, all right, so how can folks get involved? If folks wanted to contribute to the project, how do they do so?
Well, we've got an agency agreement set up with the Community Foundation, and people can contact the Community Foundation office. They could contact, there are brochures, they could contact Portage County Parks out on County Trunk Y. They could contact myself out in Amherst. But we're using the Community Foundation of Central Wisconsin, Terry Rothman's fine organization. They've got an account set up for us there, and that would be the place to go, really, to drop off a check, mail a check, or whatever it might be.
All right. And you and Todd Williams are co-chairs of this Friends group.
Yep.
And one of the many, many ways that volunteers help make our county what it is. What's your next strategy, the two of you, in planning with your group?
I think we're going to do another mailing, talk to some more groups. I've got another presentation here coming up shortly, and just continue to get the word out. We can do a little bit better job getting the word out. We really haven't been, we've been doing this for approximately 3 months now, 4 months, and we're basically 3/4 of the way towards our goal. So I think with another mailing or two, a few more presentations, I think the $126,000 is there.
Sure looks like that the will of our community is that there be snowmaking and that this project go from dream to reality. And I cannot thank you enough, Jake.
Yeah, well, it's been a pleasure working with you and with Gary Speckman and Mr. Williams.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we're going to look forward to seeing how this progresses, and I can't wait to see artificial snow. I've actually never experienced artificial snow before. But anyway, congratulations to that project. I'm going to look forward to seeing you next time. I'm hoping to have someone from the Portage County Business Council come talk with us about what we're doing on the economic development side of things from the Business Council point of view. Thanks for joining us.